Laura Busby, head women's soccer coach here at the Academy. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time. Your team's already had an actual game, although it was an exhibition. Went to Montana, but there was a little bit you had to kind of wait for the freshmen to get on the bus, right? That was a quick turnaround for them.
Yeah, they finished basic training on a Thursday, and we shipped them off on Friday to Montana. So they had exactly one training session prior to our first exhibition.
How did you handle that? Like as a coaching staff, did you say, okay, we're only going to get them one day? What was the most important thing, and how did you get them ready?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of the things that we do here is critical thinkers to adapt. So we just have to adapt to what we have, and ultimately we have great leadership this year, a lot of upperclassmen that have been with us now for 3 years. So just relying upon them, I think, going into first couple days of preseason without our freshmen, I think was just helpful to say, hey, like, we have a great foundation. You guys, we're going to rely on you to help bring these freshmen along when they actually do get to train with us. So I've been pleasantly surprised with our leadership and just our upperclassmen and how receptive they've been to that.
It seems like a little respect, the Mountain West, with Jordan Dillingham and Peyton Farrell and Annika Jost all being named in that preseason team. What does that say? Does that get some respect, at least from that point of view, before we get to the poll?
Yeah, I think it's nice. I think preseason polls are always interesting. I think we were ranked toward the bottom, as we typically are, and I hope people underestimate us again, because I really feel like this will be our strongest year yet. So I'm glad for those 3 players to get that recognition, but there's a lot of players that are going to step up this year, and our mantra is kind of game changers. So we want every single player on our roster to feel like they can step into the match and make a difference.
As you look back at last year, what did you see that you really wanted to emphasize coming into this year that maybe your team needed a little help in last season?
Yeah, last year, I think as we reflected upon that season, we were very good between the boxes, the top of the 18 to the other top of the 18. We typically outpossessed our opponents. And I think that was a huge step forward for our program in terms of what we wanted to do in terms of our game model. However, you have to win the boxes to win games. So ultimately, just taking more risks in the final third to put the ball in the back of the net, and then being a little bit more disciplined in terms of finishing out games. So making sure that we game manage and appropriately so that we can close out a 1-0 lead or a close tie in the last 5 to 10 minutes of matches.
How much time do you spend on set plays, corner kicks, free kicks of that thing? Do you put in new plays each year, or do you just perfect the ones you have?
Yeah, I think that's actually been a huge emphasis for us. It's something, as soccer coaches, you have to carve out time. It takes time to be better at set pieces, so I wouldn't expect us to be perfect early on in the non-conference season. So ultimately, if we can make sure that we're really dialed in as far as offensive and defensive set pieces come conference play, that's the ultimate goal, but it's definitely an emphasis of ours this year.
Absolutely. Thursday, DU coming in, then you go up to Colorado to play the Buffs. How are you looking at this first game here at home against the Pioneers?
Yeah, I think it's really nice to open up with 2 Colorado opponents. They're familiar teams for us. In the spring, we typically play all the Colorado teams, so we get to see them a lot. And the DU coach is a good friend of mine as well, and I have a lot of respect for her as a coach. So just excited to play a team that looks to possess, looks to play. It becomes a bit of a chess match, which challenges us as coaches and our players to solve pressure. And just excited to be at home. We're always the first team to open up here at USAFA, so really trying to get the support from the cadet wing and all of our AOCs, AMTs out to the game to support our athletes on Thursday night.
You've seen it now when the cadets show up and when the cadets don't show up. Talk to me. Tell me. What is the difference, in the atmosphere?
Yeah, it's just the energy about the game. The band is actually coming out to the game as well, which is really exciting. So I think just the energy surrounding a home match, and the superintendent talked to the coaches the other day, and that's something that he really emphasized, is having home field advantage. So if the soup tells you to do it, you need to do it. And I would say show up and come out and support our team on Thursday night.
Should be a fun time. Laura Busby, thanks for the time.
Thanks.